Hello, all you DIY fiends out there. Welcome to the Creature Comforts channel. In this episode, what I want to do is, I'm kind of a big Harry Potter fan. Big fan of the movies. I'm more of a fan of the set design of Harry Potter. What I want to do today is there's a scene where Professor Snape is actually teaching Harry how to protect himself from Voldemort. In that room, whether it be a dungeon or his office or a potion room, I believe it's where they keep all the large portions of the potions at. I seen some potion bottles in the background that I'd actually like to have on some of my shelves. Figured out a cheap way to do it. That's what we're going to do today. Come along for the ride and let's get started. Found a couple of different ways you could do this. First of all, the way I'm going to do it is I actually went on Amazon and you can actually buy water bottles. And these are brand new. This one's just foggy because of the fact that I rinsed it out beforehand. But they come with their own locking caps. These are for making your own soda. I think it's those air soda drinks. But this is what I'm going to use. You can use smart water bottles if you know how to get these labels off and get all that residue off there. I tried that. I tried to use Gooby Gone on it, and Gooby Gone just gave me this result. It clouded all the glass. I think what happens is the Gooby Gone liquefies it so much that glue kind of, the residue, the stickiness of the glue kind of gets everywhere. Now, if anybody out there knows how to get rid of these labels and keep the bottle clear, leave it in the comments. Share with us all. Now, his bottles don't look like this. His bottles look more like this, where the top is cut off right at this lip, and it looks like the glass comes up and it has a lip. I'm going to stray from what his look like, but I have found what looks like could be the lids for his type of bottle. What I found is these type of light bulbs. So basically that looks like the bottles that were in his room. You can break this all apart and try to get that filament out of there. But you could also just hot glue that in there. You know, only a certain number of people are actually going to notice that it's a light bulb because you can barely see the filament in the center on the camera itself. That's one way of doing it. You can put a cork in it, drill a hole in the top of the cork, put your light bulb into that. Or you could take the cap, put the cap all the way on, and first of all drill a hole in it and put the light bulb right into the top of there. I do know they actually sell ornaments that look similar to this too on Amazon. I'll try and get the prices for the bottles and price for the ornaments and show what they look like. Now I'm going to stray from his potion bottles because of the fact that I like the set. I like my taste. I'm going to put a different lid on here for my potion bottle. But I'm going to use the Amazon ones because I haven't found a way to get the label off. And besides that, smart waters are, you know, depending on where you're at, that's $3 to $5 for a smart water. These, the price is here. So, you know, you can get these clear bottles. I've bought quite a few of them, so for my setup. So we'll move on and I'll show you what I'm going to do for a lid. Okay, off camera I did tear one of these lights apart. I couldn't get it all apart without breaking it, so be careful. I wore a glove. I nipped this little black portion off with the clippers of the needle nose pliers. I tried to turn this, doesn't really want to come off there. It kind of chipped down into this until I got all this loose, and I got everything out except for just the tip of it. And it wouldn't come out of there, so I ended up breaking it trying to get that out. Be real careful if you're trying to do these. You can look up on YouTube on how to remove that stuff better than what I could. Yes, I did crack it. I did crack it off, but the crack is just at the edge, basically where some hot glue would cover it up. I got kind of lucky with the light bulb kind of fitting. That's kind of what his potion bottles look like in that room. I'm not going to break up a bunch of light bulbs to do it. Just to show you what that would look like. There we go. Whenever you fill this up with water, which I'm going to try to do without spilling it, I'm going to fill this up about halfway with water. Now, you really don't have too much problem with water and food coloring, like spoiling or anything like that. But if you put something inside of this, like basically I found this moss on Amazon. It's a white moss. And if you're going to put this stuff or any kind of moss or anything in here to look like it has some kind of specimen in it, you're going to have to put something into it that's going to keep the bacteria and the mold or anything like that from forming in your potion jar. So I'm not going to put a whole lot in here. I'm just going to put some in here. My plan is this is going to be a Bezoar potion, and Bezoar is actually rocks, really. I'm going to fill this up a little bit. I'm going to get that moss a little bit wet, so it'll go down to the bottom. And then I'm just going to put a couple of drops of food coloring in here. I put 8 drops in there. You don't need a whole lot. I'm going to put some alcohol in here. I've got some 91% alcohol, and you want maybe about 10% in here. That's close enough, but that'll keep this moss from molding or anything like that. But we're going to fill this up. There's snow on the ground right now, so I have no access to stones. I'm not going to go dig in frozen dirt for stones, or I'm not going to go buy stones. This gives it a sterilization, and it'll keep that moss from molding over. But I've got a few different things. I got Spanish moss, I got sphagnum moss, and I've got frog moss. I've got a couple other things too, but I'm just going to do the white today. I'm going to hot glue this in there, and I'm going to seal it pretty good. That way it keeps this pretty sealed. I'm going to put a little skull on the top of it. Hot glue that on there. And then to cover the threads, I'm going to use my old friend jute. I'm going to start right at that little lip down there. And I'm going to cover it all the way up to where the cork is at. And I'll continue this on and get it all the way covered up to the edge, and I'll come back to show you. Okay, I mean, to me, that looks more like something that a Slytherin teacher would have. So I've gotten it all juted up. Just use my lighter to kind of get rid of the frills of it. That way we don't scar the bottle up too much because it's plastic. There we go with that. Next, we got to put on a label. Alrighty, I just designed up my own label. I know it says Bezoar and it doesn't have rocks in it, but it's all good. The only person who's going to know is an actual Harry Potter fanatic. I just put Potions Laboratory, Bezoar. Made it look like somebody wrote Bezoar out. And then it says collected by Severus Snape. I'm going to cut this out first. And there's plenty of free templates out there for labels. Just because I'm on YouTube, I didn't want to use somebody else's, so I just kind of freehanded my own up on my computer. Made it look old and dingy. I'll do all the straight parts first, and then I'll cut the circular parts out afterwards. As far as the style of the potion label, you know, I've looked at other people's stuff all over the place and kind of made labels on my own for my own stuff, and I just didn't look at anything. I just kind of went with what I memorized of a possible label. Pretty much simple, because I don't want to get spray adhesive all over everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the label and put it inside a box. But I'm just going to spray some spray adhesive on the back of it. Some Super 77. I'm going to spread it out. And we'll put our label on. There's my potion bottle. I'm going to do a few different ones with different mosses in them, with nothing in them, stuff like that. And then I'll show you one of my shelves. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see further content. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And like the video. See you all next time.